I stared at the hostess, then passed her shoulder through the glass doors of the private dining room at Bella Vista. Inside, I could see my granddaughter Emma in her soft lavender birthday dress, standing near a table full of balloons, gifts, and strangers. Nearly 60 people filled the room, laughing, talking, clinking glasses, and celebrating a child's birthday, while her grandmother stood outside like an intruder. The hostess cleared her throat politely and repeated herself. The party was at full capacity, 60 guests only. Mrs. Collins had been very clear, and my name was not on the list. Hearing my daughter Sarah addressed only by her married name felt colder than I expected. She had stopped using her maiden name almost a year ago, right after her husband Michael became a senior partner at his corporate law firm. I told the hostess quietly that I was Emma's grandmother. My voice did not shake, but my chest felt tight. She hesitated, then nodded and went to fetch Sarah. I remained standing in the marble foyer of a restaurant that once felt like family. This was where Sarah and I had celebrated every milestone of her life, her exam results, her engagement. The night she cried happy tears and told me I would be a grandmother. I had dressed carefully for this day. The navy dress was chosen with Sarah just weeks ago. She had smiled and told me it suited me, that I looked elegant. Watching her walk toward me now, eyes lowered, shoulders tense, I felt like that version of us belonged to another lifetime. She called the situation awkward. That single word cut deeper than shouting ever could. I reminded her calmly that I had given her $5,000 for the party. The check had cleared days ago, yet I was not welcome. Her hands twisted together as she explained that Michael's parents had invited many colleagues and business associates. The venue rules were strict. Someone had to be removed. I asked her quietly if that someone was me. She did not deny it. Instead, she told me everything Michael's family provided. Private academy tuition for Emma, the large home in the gated community, the trust fund for the future. Then she asked me what I could offer. That question erased decades in a single breath. I thought of raising her alone after her father left, of hospital night shifts, of missed holidays, of savings built slowly, quietly, lovingly for Emma's future. I said nothing. Michael appeared beside her, calm and confident, his hand resting possessively on her shoulder. He spoke about priorities, about image, about social circles. Country club families, people who fit. In that moment, everything became clear. I did not fit their world. I was not poor, but I was not impressive. I was not powerful. I was replaceable. I told them I would not make a scene. I stepped outside into the warm afternoon air and made my first call. I stopped the payment. Then I called my financial advisor and changed the structure of the education fund. Protection mattered more than generosity now. Finally, I called the restaurant manager, an old friend who had known me for decades. I told him the truth. He chose loyalty over profit and suspended service. I drove home feeling hollow but steady. My small house greeted me quietly. For the first time in years, I did not see its flaws. I saw safety. Calls began almost immediately. I ignored everyone. That evening, Michael's mother Eleanor came to my door. She apologized. She showed me messages proving the exclusion had been intentional. I felt no rage, only clarity. The party collapsed without service. Guests left. Emma cried. Sarah broke down. Michael lost control. The next morning, I called an old friend I had stopped seeing because Sarah once said she was negative. We laughed. I remembered who I was before I learned to shrink. 3 days later, Sarah came alone. No makeup, no confidence, just regret. She apologized honestly. She admitted she had chosen comfort over courage. I listened without interrupting. I set boundaries for the first time in my life. Respect was no longer optional. Months passed. She repaid the money slowly. She brought him every week. We baked, we painted, we healed carefully. Therapy was painful but necessary. Michael stayed distant. Eleanor and I found a quiet understanding. I changed too. I joined a book club, took a painting class, traveled with friends. I stopped living on standby for people who only valued me when I was useful. Now my house feels proud, my life feels full, my place is clear. Last week, Emma asked if she could have her next birthday at my house. Just family, simple. She hugged me tightly and called me her hero. I smiled and agreed without hesitation. Guest of honor at my own house for my granddaughter's birthday. Exactly where I belong.